Please, somebody make everything all right.
You're out early. You're supposed to be having a minimum angst day.
Stress management.
You're not still worried about that inspection, are you?
I know I've done a good job. Just making sure all the paperwork's in order. They can be so picky.
Well, I'm here to help if you need me.
Thanks. Just stay out of my way.
It's the last time I take a day off for you.
Actually, we could cancel the doctor's appointment. Got enough on my plate.
We've got to get these jabs done today. I know what you're like. You'll put it off forever.
Okay.
Who knows? Might be the last chance we get to go to the other side of the world together.
Sorry. Got a bit of a headache.
Well, I'm not surprised, stress magnet. Get in the shower!
Okay!
You've got to do something, Jerry.
Like what?
You haven't listened to a word I've said, have you? Go to the police.
Oh, I can't go through all that again.
Oh, grow up. Look, last time you were wrongly accused. This time it's different. You're aiding and abetting. You're only going to get sucked in deeper, mate. Believe me, this is just the beginning.
You don't know what Eddie's like. He's a psycho who'd kill me.
Yeah? Well, what makes you so sure he isn't going to kill you anyway?
Oh, take it, please. I read too many mags. I'm addicted. It's terrible.
Is it my aftershave or the trainers? They are pretty rank, aren't they?
Definite fashion faux pas.
Terminal. What do you reckon? Chuck 'em. Get something more trendy.
Well, they do make you look a bit of a nerd.
I've been telling him that for years.
Just because I'm not a fashion victim.
You can say that again. Let's have a butcher's. Do you like J-Lo?
She's all right.
Look at her bum in that dress. It's outrageous. Now, what about Kylie's? Completely different proposition.
Just does 4 million squat thrusts a day. She'll have no knees left by the time she's 40.
That's okay. She'll wear new ones.
She probably will as well.
Mr. Maystock and Mr. Denton.
Oops, here we go.
I've always wanted to go on a real adventure holiday.
Me too. We just need the jabs, the medical, and then...
South America, here we come.
Okay, so that is Hep A, tetanus, typhoid and yellow fever.
Blimey, we'll look like pincushions.
You really must try and go to the Iguazu Falls, you know. They're totally amazing. Oh, and Mexico's fantastic as well.
We could stay for months, but...
We weren't sure about taking 2 weeks. What with the adoption proceedings going on? And then we just thought, what the hell, let's go for it.
Could be the last quality time you get together for a while.
That's what swung it in the end.
And then when we get back, who knows who we'll have to take care of.
How are you feeling today, Amy?
Okay.
No problem since yesterday? Right, all done. Well, everything seems fine, but you did the right thing coming in. It's always best to be safe than sorry. Everything else okay? Sure? Right, well, I'll see you this afternoon at the planning meeting.
Will I have to be adopted?
I'm not sure.
If I am, can I choose my new parents?
You'll never have to be with anyone you don't like. Don't worry, everything will be fine, you'll see.
Pulse 54, you're very fit.
Do my best.
I'm still here, you know.
No, don't worry, I've got one of my own at home.
Look at him still preening. He just loves the attention.
So?
have you had those little yellow lumps on your eyelids?
Don't know.
You've got a slight corneal arcus as well. White ring around your iris.
Should he make a will?
Not yet. Probably just slightly raised cholesterol, that's all. But I could do with doing a blood test while I've got you here. Have you eaten since midnight?
Don't really do breakfast.
Well, that's great. Roll up your sleeve. I can get your results back by the end of the day, and that way you can send your certificates off to your holiday company. And your eyes are very bloodshot as well, you know. You've been doing a lot of work on a computer or something.
Has he ever?
Got this inspection tomorrow. I'm in charge of youth services for the entire area. It's a big budget. And they do these occasional checks just to make sure everything's in order.
He's a total stress monster.
That would explain why your blood pressure's a little bit high.
Is it?
Nothing drastic. Just higher than I would have expected of someone so fit.
He's been working hard. And what with the adoption assessments over the last 5 months? It's been quite tough.
I believe it's a long process. And quite intrusive, but, well, worth it in the end, though, eh? When's you here?
Next Wednesday.
Fingers crossed.
What the hell do you think you're playing at, keeping me in the dark all these years?
Mum, what are you doing here?
Never mind that. Start talking.
About what?
Don't you dare give me that butterwooden. 9 years you've kept her away from me. 9 years knowing full well a grandchild's what I've always wanted. Why didn't you tell me?
Why? Because you'd have been down here from Stoke like a bat out of hell trying to take over, just like you're doing now.
You ought to be grateful. I've had social services ringing me all hours. If you've not treated that girl proper, I'll knock you into next week. Where is she?
Foster home.
A foster home?
Trish couldn't cope.
Of course not. She's trash. I always said so.
Look, don't start.
What about you? What sort of parents that, abandoning their daughter?
I didn't. We split up, it just wasn't working.
Big surprise.
No thanks to you, you were on my back about her from the word go. And she knew it. She wasn't stupid, you know.
Not much.
Just listen to yourself. Is it any wonder I didn't want to tell you about Amy? You come bulldozing down here, sticking your oar in, criticising. Yeah, in fact, she's better off not knowing you, granddaughter or not.
You and I, young man, have got some talking to do. Get in.
I hope everything goes well for Amy this afternoon. Thanks for agreeing to have the planning meeting here.
You know, I don't know what's worse. Being adopted and never knowing who your parents are, or being rejected by your mother when you're 9.
Crazy, isn't it, when so many people are desperate for a child?
Oh, I know. I had a gay couple in earlier who'd make fantastic parents. They're just coming to the end of the adoption obstacle course. What's that? Don't you think gay people should be allowed to adopt?
What gives you that idea?
I don't know. Just detected a note of dissension.
No, not at all.
There were 2,000 less kids under our jurisdiction. What's happened to those interim accounts? Well, OK, just make sure you get them to me as soon as possible, if you can.
Okay, Superman. Time for a break. You look rough.
Feel it. This stuff's giving me palpitations.
Oh, I'm going to call the adoption agency later. I'm so glad we asked to adopt a girl, even though the assessments have been tougher.
Older kids can be pretty tough, though. Need a lot of love.
I know. My own upbringing wasn't exactly ideal.
That's why you're so good with them.
Well, you can only do your best.
Hi. I would like to talk to somebody about a crime. Confidentially.
Sarge, is this right here?
Oh, no.
Problem?
Blood test results of one of the blokes who wants to adopt. Cholesterol level.
Well, it could be worse.
Well, he's 39, super fit, fairly high BP. Oh, and I thought I detected a slight arrhythmia this morning.
Ah.
He was so stressed out, I didn't think anything more of it. Well, actually, I did. I just turned a blind eye because I was so keen for him to adopt. That's professional, isn't it?
Don't be so hard on yourself. Might not be a full-blown coronary artery disease.
Yeah, well, let's hope not for his sake. Anyway, I thought you didn't approve.
What is this, the Spanish Inquisition? I was referring to the labyrinthine adoption process. I really have no objection to gay people adopting.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Why don't you call them in, discuss the results, take his BP again, put your mind at rest.
Good idea.
Hello. It's like a ghost town at Riverside, so I thought I'd come and join you lucky people for lunch.
Oh, we're off out, most of us. There's going to be a social service planning meeting here at 2:30. Jude isn't at the police station today, is she?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I really need to speak to Helen anyway. She's been so busy.
Well, maybe I can help.
It's Jude's blood test results. I opened and read them before I realised. This isn't what I think it is.
Hello, Eddie, mate. How you doing?
Not very well. What are you doing in the police station, Jerry? I hope you're not talking about me. I don't like gossip. It depresses me. Still, I'm just on my way to see your lovely wife. Might find something to cheer me up.
Please. I haven't said anything. I'm leaving right now.
Just look at you. You're the spit of your granddad. Oh, don't be so soft. I'm just pleased to see you, pet.
This is your gran.
Oh, I thought you said you lived abroad.
I came to find you just as soon as I heard. See if I can help sort all this nonsense out. What's this mucky face, then? Can't you look after yourself, girl? Doesn't go in much for smiling, does she?
Are we ready? The social worker should have told you on the phone. This is for immediate family only.
And what am I, then?
Oh, this is my mum.
Oh, are you close to Amy?
Never met her before. Never met you either, but I'm not judging.
Look, for Amy's sake, we really do have to get on.
And for Amy's sake, I need to be here.
I'm sorry, we've got very strict guidelines. as to
I've been kept out of this girl's life for the past 9 years. Do you think I'm going to sit back while them as know nothing about her play God with the rest of it?
Yes, well, we have to work to very strict rules.
She's my flesh and blood, and I'm not moving.
Well, I suppose if Trish and Amy don't mind, then you could sit in as an observer, yeah? Okay.
You can't just bully your way into a life, Mum.
Maybe, but I'm not going to watch it slip away either.
Do you want your granny here, Amy? Okay, right. Oh, Trish.
Mr. Maunders? What are you doing back at work?
Well, somebody's got to do it, Doctor.
That's not the point. I signed you off.
Yes, I know, but I don't think I'm going to be in this job much longer, Doctor, so please, just let me do it for Amy's sake. So essentially, we're here just to share information and to try and come to some recommendations as to how best to place Amy, as Trish does not feel that she can be a mother at this time.
I can't do it anymore. At all.
Yes, Trish is feeling things rather strongly at the moment.
I've always felt like that. I know I'm letting her down, but she needs to be with a proper family. Somebody who'll love her. I know I'm weird, but at least I've owned up to it now. Sorry, Amy, you're better off without me.
Oh, sorry.
We've got an appointment with Dr. Woodson.
George, patience.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot. And we can use Dr. Elliot, he won't mind. I'm sorry.
Everything all right with the little girl?
Yeah. It's just the meeting's confidential, that's all.
Is it a planning meeting?
Yeah. Take a seat. I wanted to get you back to discuss your blood test results. Your cholesterol levels are very high.
I always said he was a fatty at heart.
Well, correlated with Rob's raised blood pressure and slightly irregular heartbeat, it indicates hypertension. Now, at best, that's very high blood pressure. At worst, it's coronary artery disease.
Third arteries and stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Will it affect the adoption?
Well, not necessarily. It depends on other symptoms. Have you got any dizziness or chest pain?
Never felt fitter in my life.
If you take on a child and find you can't physically cope and that child has to go back into care, you will have let them down massively. That's 150/90. That's very high.
The fact that a mother can experience no maternal feelings for her child is very difficult and painful to understand for everyone concerned. But it is a genuine, medically documented phenomenon.
Which is nothing to do with you or anything you've done.
Nothing whatsoever.
No, you do understand that, don't you, Amy?
Amy has suffered no physical abuse or neglect, but emotionally she is undernourished. Tricia's done her absolute best, but I'm concerned that now she's had the courage to acknowledge her feelings, it's going to be very difficult for her to continue as Amy's primary carer.
So if Jeff were to take her on, he'd need counselling in order to cope with her emotional fragility, and also Amy would need regular therapy?
So if he isn't having chest pains, etc., it's just a case of high cholesterol?
Possibly. Well, good luck with the adoption.
Okay. I have been dizzy. I've been having palpitations, pains in my chest, and I almost fainted today.
Right. Now we're getting somewhere.
I put it down to the stress and the exercise.
Why didn't you tell me?
I thought I'd be all right once the inspection was over.
A bit puzzled still. When you came in for your adoption medical about 4 months ago, your blood pressure was relatively normal, and, well, this morning it was quite a lot lower.
No idea.
No, hang on a minute. Weren't you taking beta blockers last time? Would that affect things?
Yeah, that would slow down your pulse rate and lower your BP.
I just heard about the inspection and I was stressed.
There's no prescription here for beta blockers.
Steve's brother gave me them.
Quite a few. You'd have to be taking them for about a week to get this effect.
I did. He told me his GP would always give him more.
Rob, drugs are prescription only for a reason. The longer you leave hypertension, the more likely you are to do damage to your eyes, your kidney, your heart.
I told you not to take them.
What about this morning?
I've been using them for the last few days.
Right, and what's your diet like?
Low fat, very healthy.
He used to be a bit of a porker and eat really badly. But he got his act together since his dad died of a heart attack.
He couldn't break down cholesterol properly.
Right, that's hypercholesterolemia. It's hereditary.
Right. I wasn't sure.
OK, well, we need to get you to St. Phil's then for a full ECG, chest X-ray and a cardio examination.
This is going to mess up the adoption, isn't it?
Well, depending on how badly his heart's been affected, but it will delay things at the very least, yeah.
So in the immediate future, it might be difficult for Jeff to take on Amy, but do you think you might be keen at some stage?
Yeah.
Provided, of course, the domestic setup is approved by social services and, obviously, that Amy wants willing to live with you.
He doesn't want me either.
What? That's not true. My girlfriend thinks that our relationship hasn't been going long enough.
Oh, what do you think?
She's right. I'm away working all hours and she'd have to look after Amy.
Has she had much experience of children?
Not really. Look, it's just not going to work. Amy, I am sorry,
It's a pity you didn't mention this before the meeting.
Well, I wasn't sure.
Did you not think what effect it might have on Amy?
Sorry.
Hello, Slow Queen. What's your real name?
Amy.
It's nice to meet you, Amy.
Yeah. You take care.
Amy?
So, our options seem to be children's home or foster care.
But I want to be in a family.
Look, I'm sorry you're upset, Amy.
Of course she's upset. How else do you expect the poor girl to feel? She spent the past week being passed from pillar to post, being told no one wants her.
Yes, but there is an obligation to take Amy's views into account in this decision process.
Process my eye. She can hardly speak. Meanwhile, it's all decided for her.
Well, nothing that's said here is set in stone.
Good, because if I have anything to do with it, she's coming home with me.
You'd be willing to have her?
I'm a school cook. I'm in early, but I'd be finished in time to pick her up from school. I've raised 2 kids of my own, and I work in a comprehensive. I know what I'd be letting myself in for.
Oh, well, obviously there can't be any immediate decisions because, you know, you'd have to establish a relationship with Amy and you'd have to be vetted. And obviously, Amy's views would have to be taken into account.
Well, Amy, how do you fancy getting to know your grandma?
How long are you going to keep the silent treatment up? I've said I'm sorry. I can't help it if I've inherited an illness.
But you could have helped taking those stupid beta blockers. Then we wouldn't have spent weeks thinking we were that close to adopting.
And if you'd kept your mouth shut, we might have got away with it.
And what's that supposed to mean?
You didn't have to tell her about the pills, or my dad. So frightened of authority, aren't you?
No, I respect it. And it'd be all your fault if we can't adopt.
What kid's going to want a wimp like you for a father anyway? Steve!
Well, he'll have to be assessed to see if his situation's suitable, and until then, all meetings with Amy will have to be supervised.
Just so long as this madness can end.
Right, I'll see you next week, Amy. Right, I've got to go now.
I'll see you soon, Amy, yeah?
You best be sure of that. Could we have some time now? I think she needs it.
Yeah, yes, I can supervise.
Shall we have a bit of a treat then?
If you like.
No, if you like.
Yeah.
Joyce, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for coming.
Tell me where else I'd rather be. All right then, sweetheart. Where shall we go then?
I'm sorry. I swear it wasn't deliberate. Do you think I'm any less upset about this than you are? I'm the one with the dodgy ticker.
Ah, poor you.
I love you, you know that.
Well, you've got a funny way of showing it.
I know. I've been stressed.
You've been stressed? For 5 months this has been going on. 5 months waiting and wondering. Once before I knew I was gay, I wanted a child. And for so many years, I didn't think I could have one.
Me too.
I mean, what's the point in going through years of prejudice? Having months of those social workers judging us, sticking their noses in everything, just to learn that we're not going to be allowed to love someone who needs it so much?
We don't know that. I haven't had my ECG yet.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
But maybe my illness is good. Because it's made us think about whether we're doing this for us or for the kid.
Maybe.
We might still be able to foster. Cheer up. I'm not dead yet.
But it certainly puts that stupid inspection into perspective.
I'm sorry. We'll get through this.
Hello, Jude.
Hi.
You know, you'd think that I'd just chucked you or something. What's with the freezing me out routine?
I'm not.
Not much of a friend at the moment, am I?
Yes, you are.
So, what's the matter? Is there something wrong? Lewis hasn't got in contact yet. Oh, come on, Ben, talk to me.
Have you talked to Helen today?
No, why?
Jude, I'm not your GP. And it isn't my place to be telling you this.
Ben, you're frightening me now. Just tell me what's going on.
Kate read your BART results. By mistake. And the reading suggests that there's a risk of Down syndrome. You need to have an amniocentesis as soon as possible.
So what kind of telly programmes do you like, then? And what pop stars? Beyonce?
Dunno.
Let's get one thing clear before we start. I've got all the time in the world for you, young lady, but I won't be doing with this shoulder-shrugging lark. This is going to be a two-way relationship. You talk to me, I talk to you. How else are we going to make you happy? Sorry? Do we have a deal?
Yes.
Good. So what do you want to do, then? The world's your oyster.
Have some cake in the pushcart. Go to the shops.
Great. Then we can get you out of these rags before I take you back to the foster home. Cheer up. It won't be for long.
Why is Frank following us?
They have to be sure I'm the right person to look after you.
Yeah, but why? You're my gran.
Because you, my dear, are very, very precious.